My mini fridge has been sitting on my garage floor for far too long. So I hopped on Blender and did a mock-up of a stand that I think's gonna work. Now the only thing left to do is to make it in the workshop. Welcome back to Brownell Builds, everybody. Thanks for stopping by again. And a big thank you to everyone who stopped by for the first video. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better video start. I think that video did like 1,000 views in the first 5 days, which for a video one on a channel that's just a bare channel is really good. So thank you guys for checking out that first video. I got some really wholesome comments and some advice. Jake Azer said, I've been an amateur woodworker for the past 6 years. The best tool I can recommend for a beginner is a job site table saw. That with a few homemade jigs can replace a lot of other large power tools. I fully agree, and that is on the high end of the list of power tools that I want to get. It's a very versatile tool that I definitely want to get into sooner than later. I think it's a tool that you can do the most in a wood shop with, like Jake said. I got another comment here from the Pandorica 1. Your grandfather's chisels are very nice. Old marble chisels would have been made from high quality steel. Seems like they are mostly gouge and not chisels. So he likely did a lot of wood carving with them. I guess they're called gouge, that like specific shape of chisel. But yeah, he did do a lot of carving. I think I showed in video one that he carved that sign that's in my hometown. That makes a lot of sense that they are a set of sort of gouge carving chisels. Caleb Herring 8942 says, I'm literally right there with you. I keep thinking I should have started a YouTube channel too. Keep it up. I'd love to see where you go. Well, thank you, man. I'm planning on definitely turning this place into a proper workshop, wood shop, you know, crafting shop. I want to keep this channel sort of like attainable for people. Like I don't want to get into high-end fest tools or anything like that. I mean, I say that now, but you know, who knows what the future holds. But for now, I just want to stick with like a job site table saw, maybe get like a planer at some point. And Caleb, if you ever do start a YouTube channel, I'd love to subscribe. I'd love to see it. I don't think it's ever too late to start, you know? And the rest of the comments are just people saying like rooting for you and looks good, have fun, subbed up. So thank you guys for all the engagement in the video. It means a lot, and it's good to see how well it did like in 5 days. So that brings me to this video. This video is gonna be the first project I build with this workshop. It's gonna be a stand for my mini fridge. Right now it's on the floor and I have to bend over all the time to fill it and grab things out of it. I did make a couple purchases before this. I got some screws, I got some countersink bits, and I got this DeWalt variable speed sander off Amazon, as well as a dust collection hose for my shop vac that fits onto the DeWalt sander as well. Picked up some of these like foam sanding pads. They can fit the 6-inch pads that go on the orbital sander. I figured these would be good for just knocking down like the corners and edges on things. Also got these on Amazon pretty cheap. They're leveling stand legs. So I've kind of mocked up a 3D model, which I'll show right now. It's just kind of a rough guide, and I did real world dimensions so I could see what my cut list might be and how many 2x4s I might need. So I need to go to Home Hardware and pick up some lumber, and I think I'm gonna buy some clamps too. I need something to clamp down material to the workbenches. So I'll probably film in the car on the way over, but if not, I'll see you in the shop in a bit. Okay, back here in the shop from Home Hardware, and I picked up the lumber. As you can see, I picked up 4 2x4s and 1 2x6 by 8. And I also picked up these clamps. They're Benchmark. They're the Home Hardware brand, I believe. They're pretty solid feeling. I mean, they're not like Bessie clamps by any means, but they didn't break the bank that much, and they have some good gripping strength. So, okay, I need to get going on this project. So I have a cut list here that I wrote down just from the 3D model that I did. So I think it's time to actually get into this build, so let's go. These seem to be the two straightest 2x4s I've got, so those will be good for the legs. So I need to mark up 8 legs at 24 inches and do the cuts. I had to knock the edges down on this just because my dad saw that he lent me. He's given me a lot of tear out on the edge here. All right, I got the legs all cut up to 24 inches. I got 8 of them. So now I just got to cut up some cross members, and then I think I can start screwing these together. Okay, I got those cut up. These 8 are the legs, and these are the support brackets. So now what I need to do is actually screw these legs up into an L. So yeah, let's get to it. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're kind of winging it. So I'm thinking basically if I countersink the length of the bit, it should give me that, and then I can dowel plug the rest. Basically I need to line it up and I think clamp it like that. And this might actually be a good use for my woodworking clamp. I'm definitely gonna have to make some better ones of these, but that's what I got right now. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, these these sort of dog holds aren't the sturdiest. And I might have to just do, this is the trial and error of me not really knowing what I'm doing. I do have those big clamps. I'm thinking I do 1, 2, 3, 4. One battery life. I got this screwed up so you can see the countersink holes just like an L. So I need to do this to the other 4 legs and then think about putting the brackets on. Okay, we're making some progress. I got the legs all done, and now I can put the braces on. I do need to next cut up my 2x6, which is actually going to be the lip at the top. 2 20-inch 2x6 cuts, and then one on the back is going to be 23 inches. I've officially made my first mistake. I've broken off my countersink bit, stupidly because I was drilling this horizontal screw into here, and there's a vertical screw already there, so I was drilling into the vertical screw, which snapped the bit off. That was dumb. It's the way she goes sometimes, you know?
That's right. It's the way she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes it doesn't. She didn't go. It's the way she goes.
All right, back from a little dinner break. As you can see, I've screwed this together now. I have the back support and the front support all screwed in. The clamps have been great. These clamps have been great to just like center everything. I don't know how I'd be doing this without them, but just to hold things so I can pilot hole drill them was key as well. So I think I need to clamp on these 20-inch sides and mount those, and then I can cut the last 2x6 piece for the back. Then at that point, I can do sort of the interior pieces. All right, I need to cut another 2x6, 23 inches for the back, and then I can get that on, and the top plate lip should be done. Oh, my battery's dead, so I gotta charge it. My one battery. What I can do in the meantime while my battery charges is I have this pallet back here, and I was gonna use the pallet strips to do the top of the fridge stand. All right, guys, it's getting late in the day. It's like 8:30 at night right now, so I'm going to leave it for tonight. I'm pretty beat. And I'll pick this up tomorrow, obviously, in the same video. I'm just going to start where I am tomorrow. But as you can see, we got a pretty good dent in it today. Basically, the whole frame is all put together. There's the opening in the front so I can store stuff under it. I broke down some of the pallet wood and got myself 6 boards. Now, look, I know what people are going to say. It's completely overbuilt with too much wood. But I'd rather the thing be sturdy, and this is a first project, and I'm just trying to make it sturdy. If I was to do this again, these 2x6 sides could totally be just a 1/2 inch or even like a 1/4 inch plywood all the way around it. Same with this front piece. Like, I could have ended this 2x6 a little early and just did this front strip in some sort of 1/2 inch plywood. But you know, it's a first project, so I've learned a bunch already. Obviously screwed up a bunch. I have some extra holes here from when I broke off the countersink. And of course, all these countersunk holes, I want to cut plugs and glue plugs in. So I'm sure after I sign off here, I'm just gonna cut to me working on it again tomorrow, so I'll see you then. All right, it's the next day. Welcome to day 2, guys. It's about 30 degrees outside right now, but the garage is holding its cold pretty well. I'm gonna basically attach some more braces inside. I think I just need like 3 or 4 more pieces to be able to put these wood slats on. First, I gotta sand up the pallet wood that I broke down yesterday. I gotta sand it to like 120, I think. All right, that does it for the base 2x4 frame. I've screwed in some extra braces in between these 2x4 legs. One at the front, 2 on the sides, and 1 at the back, and then this middle brace running down the middle. Once these are sanded up, I can cut them down to length and then tack them on horizontally. Forgot to put on my mask. All right, I got all the pallet boards sanded up and cut to length. For the last board at the back, I had to make a makeshift like track kind of jig. It actually worked out pretty well. I just measured the distance from the blade and used another scrap board to just make a guide. And yeah, it fits like a glove in the back. All I got to do is put them back on, countersink, screw them down, and the top should be done. All right, that went pretty well. Everything's all screwed down. And now it's on to the annoying step, which I haven't been looking forward to, which is cutting all the dowels for these countersinks to glue in. So I'm not really sure how long that's going to take, but I got to get to it. I'm going to attempt to do the plugs for the top boards first. This is a sanded pallet piece. All right, they gave me a pretty good amount of plugs. Well, I hope those are good. What I'll try to do is come back with the saw, a little small saw, and cut these off once the glue is dried. Okay, took a little dinner break to let the glue set up on these. So I think it's all set right now. So I've got this little flexible saw I had laying around. It should be good for cutting off these dowels. It's not bad, a little sanding to make them flush, and I think it'll look pretty good. All right, after a long stretch, I got all the dowels glued into the countersink holes. Let me tell you, that was a really tedious effort to cut those out. But every hole is now filled with a dowel. And of course, I underestimated how long that would actually take. It's about 10:30 right now on day 2, and I just have nothing left in the tank right now. I gotta work tomorrow. The workspace right now is an absolute mess too, and I wanted to clean this up before doing a debrief at the workbench. But because it's so late, I'm going to have to push that into tomorrow. Good news is, you guys don't have to wait at all because I'm going to cut in tomorrow's footage right now. All right, and just like that, it's the next day, and we're going to continue this build. The glue in the dowels set really well last night, and honestly, this is going to be one of the more fun parts, is actually cutting these dowels off. Once they're all cut off, I can give this a sanding. I'm going to try to get the pencil marks off the front and the outer surface of these 2x4s, especially these sort of 2x4 information stamps. I can knock some of these corners down after with a hand sanding block. Once that's all done, I can flip this thing over, screw on the leveling feet, and we should be good to go. But anyways, let's get back to the build and get this thing wrapped up today. Oh, please let this get wrapped up today. All right, and there we go, done sanding. See, all the dowels are flush now, and it's all sanded on the outside. Sanded off most of the markings from the 2x4s. I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, you can definitely see the dowels, but I think it's a lot prettier than just seeing the screw holes. All right, and the last thing left to do is to install the leveling feet. All right, there we go. I'm calling it done. Let me give you the walk around. It basically comes up to about shoulder height, which is perfect for all the stuff low on the shelves. Here's the installed leveling legs down here. They worked great for the sort of L 2x4 leg that I did. I'll go from the bottom up. You can see everything's all sanded up, all smooth. You can barely tell that there's screw holes other than the dowels. And it's basically a perfect fit for my mini fridge. I'll give you a little door opening action. As you can see, the The front not having a lip basically just lets that swing out. So all that's left now is just to get it against the wall where it's supposed to go and call my wife down and see how she likes it. All right, there it is in place, guys. I think it's working really good. The little storage bit in the bottom's working out really well. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think I earned one of these. What do you guys think? Fruits of the labor. That build took longer than I thought. Just super finicky work with the dowels. I wanted to talk about things that I might do differently next time, and also talk about some of the tools that I used. First things first is this countersink drilling set. I broke not one, but 2 countersink bits. Now, both of these I think were my fault. Basically, there was a horizontal screw that I already had in place, and I was trying to drill down on another board, and the bit tip basically ripped itself off. But now that those are broken, what I'm left with are these larger countersink bits that have a lot wider diameter, so they pretty much won't work for the screws that I have. I'll have to basically use them as throwaway ones if I ever do something with bigger screws. The other thing would be the dowel cutting head. Don't get me wrong, it did the job, but it is dull as anything now. There's a second larger head in here, and I can just feel with my finger that the one that I was using is really dull now. So I don't know if it's just cheap steel. I mean, this whole set on Amazon I think ran me like 30 bucks. So definitely not the most expensive thing, but I mean, it didn't even really last one project. Now again, I know that basically the sheared heads and everything were just my poor planning on where I was drilling, but I feel like it's just not the best steel either. I guess for what they are, it's okay for just like simple projects. The company is Easy Arc. So would I recommend these? I don't know. I don't know if I can. I mean, I'm going to use them still because I have them. So that's kind of one headache that I had. The next thing would be the circular saw that my dad let me borrow. Now, I don't think my dad's changed the blade in this probably since he bought it. So when I was complaining early on in my cuts that I was getting a lot of tear out along the edges, I think it's just an old blade basically. Buying a replacement blade to put on this would probably work wonders. It was pretty decent. It got the job done for sure. So thanks to my dad for letting me borrow it. I think the only complaint that I have is the plate and the motor are very low to the table. So when I was using my framing square, the bottom of the motor was actually catching on the edge of it, so I had to like lift up every cut. It still cut square. It was just kind of annoying because I had to move my hand out of the way a lot of the time. I mean, a tool that I just loved using was the DeWalt palm sander. This is the first time I've actually used a palm sander like this, and oh my god, it was great. Even with the cheap sandpaper that I got off Amazon, it was like a pack of varied grits. It did a really good job, and especially the attachment hose that I got for my shop vac. I'm gonna say it cut down on the dust that this would have created by like 90%. Because I didn't see any dust in the air when I was sanding with this. But as soon as I busted out the foam sanding block to do some hand sanding, you could see just dust flying off it like crazy. And with this, there was none of that. I didn't see any dust even coming out the sides. So definitely really happy with this purchase and with the hose purchase too. So that's gonna just about do it for this video. It was really cool to actually see this come together since I planned it from doing a 3D model of it first. And that workflow went really well for me actually. Basically in 3D, I could already see and write down the lengths of boards that I needed and make myself a cut list, which actually turned out to be really accurate, and I didn't have to really figure out any in-between boards. Everything I cut to length from the cut list from 3D, some of it might be off by like a 1/16 or maybe an 1/8 of an inch, and I didn't really have to measure anything on the fly to fit anything in or think about things fitting. It all just came out how it was in 3D. Anyways, I want to wrap this video up before it gets too long. Thanks everybody for joining me. If you like what you saw in this video, then make sure to leave a comment below, like and subscribe. And with that guys, thanks for stopping by again, and I'll see you in the next one.